Well, August is finally upon us here, folks, and we have quite a few heavy hitters that I have been looking forward to all year. And while after August, the titles start to get really big in terms of what's embarking upon us, we have quite a few just in this lineup alone that I think are going to keep us pretty busy. So in this video, let's go ahead and go over the confirmed August games, as well as games that I'm guessing that are coming that don't have official release dates. That will be towards the end of the video, and there will be a timestamp. With that said, subscribe to Stadia News and cloud gaming coverage on this channel, as well as hit that thumbs up and think about and consider hitting that notification bell. Let's start this video with the order of which these games are coming, and of course we have the recently announced new games coming to Stadia Pro that I've gotten to familiarize myself with. So let's start with Strange Brigade, and it's a curious game to say the least. You're running through the levels killing undead, there is bosses, but there's also loot and artifacts that you can uncover. The game features different types of weapons that you can customize with special powers like the ability to freeze or steal some health. It's truly a unique game, and the cool part here is that the more people that are in your party, the more the level changes via the puzzles and the enemies. It's a game that really takes off, and if you can find some buddies to play with, you really get the most out of it. I'm really looking forward to this gem of a game, and I think it's gone under the radar the past few years in the gaming world, so I think it's going to be a solid addition to the pro lineup. Alright, and the next game that I probably have talked about a dozen times in Kona, it's an August Pro game and a new game to Stadia. Not going to bore you too much with this one. It's a game full of mystery as you'll be investigating what happened with the weird events surrounding the town and the lake. The game has more of an atmospheric vibe as you'll be uncovering clues and plot twists. Looks like a solid game and one that I think is needed on Stadia because it brings a whole different flavor. Looking forward to this on August 1st. Now, Relecta is finally coming on August 4th, and if you've played the Turing test on Stadia, you're going to be in familiar territory here. It's a first-person physics-based game puzzle with a mystery as you'll play as a top physicist stranded on a derelict moon base. You're on a mission to find what happened to your daughter's life who was claimed by this moon, but what you might uncover might actually change all of humanity. The game definitely brings a lot of intrigue and mystery, and it's a game that if you're into puzzles, this will be a fun one to dive into when it comes here soon. Oh, Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break finally is going to be hitting our living rooms after a delay, and it's a game that I've been looking forward to for many months. It's a very unique tower defense game where you try to take out your opponent with your rock. Meanwhile, you are placing traps to stop them from breaking into your base and winning the game. It's really fun and with some of the funniest slapstick humor you'll ever find. The game is built to make you laugh even through its gameplay. I think some of you are going to be pleasantly surprised at how much you enjoy this game, just kind of like how I predicted with Orcs Must Die, and I think you're going to get some of the same fun with this one as well. This is going to be hitting our pro lineup on August 14th, so if you're a pro member, you will be receiving this free. It has been a long time since I have dived into a more sim-like golf game like we'll be seeing on August 21st on Stadia. A 2K title, PGA Tour 2K21, is headed our way, and I'm really excited to dive into this one. It's featuring 15 different courses, a career mode, and the ability to customize your My Player and make your way through the ranks. Not just that, but it has a full course editor to make your own courses, and the ability for others to play those courses as well as you going against other people online. This is going to be an excellent title and a completely different flavor to most of the sports games in general, especially what we have on Stadia. So looking forward to this on August 21st. So folks, we finally have an indie game that people are excited about in this community, and I'm happy to see it come August 28th in Windbound. It's a game that has you traversing and exploring the seas as you play as Kara, who got caught out in sea in a fierce storm away from your tribe. You land on the mysterious islands with no boat, no food or tools, and you're gonna have to survive and uncover the surrounding islands and their mysteries. The game's all about exploring and adventuring and upgrading your equipment and just plain old survival. The game looks excellent, and as I dived deeper into it, I realized this might be for me, as I wasn't convinced at first because it does have a Zelda vibe and it heavily looks like it relies on it. But honestly, there's a lot more under the hood here, and I can't wait to see it coming here in the upcoming weeks. Okay, so we have the next two titles here that don't have announced dates, but these are two of the top titles coming this August on Stadia. Let's start with the most hyped game for me and one of my top 5 most anticipated titles of the year in Baldur's Gate 3. It's featuring an expansive story with so many branching story arcs that your playthrough will not look the same as someone else's. This is an old school RPG D&D that's going to have you adventuring, looting, battling, and romancing on a journey through the Forgotten Realms and beyond. The beauty here is that you can play this game completely solo if that's your jam, or team up with 3 other people for a 4-player co-op romp. The combat though is where this game is going to shine. It's turn-based, team-based system that brings that D&D rule set where the roll modifiers will either have you blowing past your enemies or in a fight to stay alive, depending on that roll of the dice. Now, the game is in early access, so in a way we do need to kind of temper our hype and expectations because there's going to be a lot of bugs, a lot of problems, and the story might not be complete. But I, for one, cannot wait to play this game, experience crowd choice via streaming and YouTube, and man, oh man, guys, I am so excited for this game. Alright, and the last confirmed game for August, without a doubt, is Serious Sam 4. The beloved cult classic is making its comeback, only this time it's featuring a full Legion system that will have hordes upon hordes of enemies coming at you at once in the thousands. You can expect really the same mindless but fun gameplay from this title. The awesome thing here to note as well is that the expected price on this is $39.99 on Stadia. You shouldn't be paying a full-blown price for this title. Also, it will feature 4-player co-op, so I'm excited to dive into this game with you guys here in the upcoming weeks, and I can't wait to blast down tens upon tens of thousands of enemies that will be headed our way this August. Alright guys, this last segment of the video is just games that I think are possibly coming, and really I'm not going to describe which each game's about, but I do have my guesses. These games still don't have official announcements, so I could be way off the mark, but these are just my educated guesses. The first game though that comes to mind without a doubt is Gunsport. If we don't see this in August, it's almost all but guaranteed to be a September Pro game. Then I think we could see the Mafia games finally arrive. Another delayed game, but I think it'll come here soon. I also think we could see the older Borderlands titles like the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2, and my last 2 guesses are Windjammers 2 and Superhot Mind Control Delete. So right there, these are just hunches and guesses. I don't have any inside knowledge. I'm just going off kind of the trajectory that we've seen from the announcements to no word yet, and I feel it's safe to say that at least half the games I just said are probably coming this month, but I guess we'll see. With that said, which games on this list are you guys most excited for, and which games will you be buying that aren't part of the Pro subscription? Let me know all that down below. Subscribe to this channel for your Stadia content, as well as hit that notification bell. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the cloud.